What's up, Renegades? Welcome back to another Thursday Tales, Wizards of what am I talking about? Wardlings of River's Hollow. We're not wizards, we're wardlings. I'm Heidi Smith. I play Juniper Snowdawn. Unfortunately, Victoria isn't with us today, as you can tell. So we're gonna do another sort of campfire tales. But before we get into that, everybody else, let's all introduce ourselves.
Hi friends, I'm Ruel Gaviola. I am playing the Midbari Rogue Emtaru Underdark.
Then Victor.
What's up, Renegades? I am Victor. I am playing the Squatch Xylo High Branch.
And Irene.
I'm Irene. And I play Briny Lamuk, a Finfolk barbarian.
And that was Irene.
and I am Irene, but also Briny, so don't get confused.
Yeah.
But
Don't get
also-
confused, guys.
I'm totally confused now.
Wait, what now? What's going on?
Who's who?
Oh my
But
god.
but thank you all for joining us. Like I said, today we're gonna do like a little campfire chat sort of thing that we'll get into in a moment. But first, we also have Desiree here, as the voice of the Meeples. She
Hello.
probably won't chime in much.
There it is.
And then Terry's in the chat. A few things to start out. Our show is sponsored by Serious Dice, so definitely check them out. SeriousDice.com. Did I do it right? I'll have to look.
I'm pretty sure it's seriousdice.com. Terry,
SeriousDice.com, yes.
Terry can put that
SeriousDice.com.
link as well.
Yeah, she'll
Check
have the
it
link, and there's a
out.
little video, and we've got all the fun dice.
Check
So
'em
you should check
out.
them out. Their dice are fantastic. They've been so kind and sent us all the amazing dice, and I'm obsessed with, as Victoria has said, the sparkly clicky clackies. I love them.
Clicky of the clackies. Yes.
Clicky and the
Yeah.
clackies.
They're such nice dice. I mean, even when we're not here in Wardlings, I'm just like rolling them, and it's like, oh, they're so cool. Like I love my blue pearl set. It's just the colors are just amazing, and they just feel good, right? Just rolling
And they've done pretty well for us so far, so that's very
Right.
nice as well.
exactly. I know we've thrown a couple of natural 20s so far, so
Yeah,
not bad,
yeah,
not bad.
Yeah, for
Very
sure.
true. And with that boat race, we got very lucky.
Yeah.
The boat race was
Yeah.
close. Woo!
One other thing before we jump into it, there is right now the early bird registration for Renegade Con, so you should definitely check that out and sign up now. You can go to the website. That link will also be in the chat, so you can check it out there. Terry will drop that link.
Drop
But
it, Link.
otherwise-
Drop it.
Drop that link. But otherwise, I think that's all for like housekeeping and stuff. So we can kind of jump into it. Last time we left off, we were all enjoying our day at the summer festival. We had finished the boat race before, and we're going into the summer festival, triumphant of our win, getting lots of some free stuff from people, which was fun,
Ooh,
playing lots
right.
of games, and we had ended with the chili eating contest, and Mtaru had won. He had gotten the farthest and was about to win 200.
Emtaru.
Yeah, about like 200 gold, which is awesome. It's a lot
Yeah.
of gold
Yeah.
for a kid. But right before you were able to grab the prize, there was an evil, malevolent sort of laugh that rang out.
Yeah.
So something's brewing. But before we get into that, I think that laugh comes into our minds. It brings us back to the last time we all kind of talked about monsters with one another, thinking about, well, could this be one of the ones we had had a little chat about before? So we'll bring it back, do a little flashback to the last time we talked about monsters a few weeks ago. It's a hot summer day. We're sitting around a campfire, enjoying our mutton and s'mores.
Ooh, did somebody say mutton?
Mutton.
yeah, I had to drop that in there for you, Amtaru.
Yes.
And I think Juniper is sitting with her book. It's maybe a quiet day sitting around the campfire. She's looking through her little storybook that she keeps with her. And I'll just perk up and look over at Amtaru and say, Amtaru, this monster actually kind of reminds me of you. They are really good at hiding, and when they're totally still, no one can see them. There are these things from where I'm from called ice worms. I don't know, they just kind of reminded me of you. Do you like any monsters in particular? Are there any monsters where you're from?
Yeah, so my family, we travel a lot, so we've seen a lot of different things. And I think about this one monster I saw, and as you may know or recall, I am a 3-time defending hide and seek champion through different villages and spots. And during one of these contests, I remember my familiar Bruno was doing his zoomies like super fast, and I was trying to catch up to him. And I'm following him, I'm tracking him, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this Orsen's griffin flying around. It was just this majestic, like, griffin in the sky, and it stopped me in my tracks. I was blown away by just how big it was, and it was different. I'd never seen a griffin before in real life, so to see it just flying around and like it just gracefully, spread its wings and it's flying, and I finally saw my familiar Bruno, and he was looking at it too. We just sort of stared at it as it was flying around. I was so blown away by that. And then it was actually sort of scary too, because how big, and I felt like it could just swoop in and pick me up and Bruno, and we would just be gone, right? So Bruno and I, we ran away, and we hid behind a couple of like this pack of trees. We were just within these trees and looking up at the griffin as it flew around, and it took off. It didn't do anything, thankfully. But it was one of those things I'm wondering if I'll ever see one again. Have you ever seen one, Junie?
I've never seen a griffin, but that sounds amazing. To be able to fly like that'd be awesome. I don't know if Honey, and I'll look in my pocket at my little mouse. I don't know if Honey would be interested in that. She's pretty happy just sitting in my pocket, but that would be really cool.
I imagine just like a griffin swooping down and with its talons just grabbing you, and like, oh God, that sort of freaks me out, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. Have Xylo or Bryony, have you ever seen a griffin in real life?
I've never seen a griffin.
Nope. I have not. Although on my travels to Rivers Hollow, I was, going along, right? And then I came across this like thing that was orange, and like, actually, no, this was before I saw it. I'm walking along this path, and then all of a sudden I get hit in the head by a rock. And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm looking around and I'm trying to find out what it is. Like, what, maybe it fell from the tree. So I'm looking up and around and stuff. And then I hear laughter in the distance. And I'm like, what? Did somebody throw that? So I'm looking around, and then I see this like group of like orange things kind of blending into the trees. And I'm like, all right. So I kind of go and investigate and stuff. And I run into Jahanga, which are orange. They kind of play drums, because I heard drums in the distance as I was walking through this path, down this path. So, I'm trying to go and jam out with these folks, right? Because I'm hearing drums, and I'm like, yeah, let's go jam out.
People.
That's my peoples. The music was calling me, right? So, yeah, I got hit in the head by a rock, and then I heard the laughter, the drumming stopped, and then I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then these, like, the Jahanga are there just snickering and laughing, and excuse me. And then they tell me, oh, you need to put something in the gift circle in order to continue on your path. And I was like, a gift circle? What is that? So they tell me that this is their racket, right? This is their thing. They sorry, I got something in my eye. It just brings me to tears.
It is getting smoky with this campfire. I think the wind's blowing at us in a bad direction. If only I had a gust of wind cantrip.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, these gift circles, it's something so that the travelers can pay to continue. And then they were telling me, oh, you need to pay something in these gift circles, so that it doesn't have to be gold or whatever. So they wanted my loot, and I was like, no, I'm not giving up this loot, because I got nothing else on me, right? So I was like, all right, how about this? How about we jam out? okay, I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna play it together, and we're gonna jam out, and it's gonna be great. So they were like, I don't know. I was like, this is the gift of song. Come on.
That is a gift. That is very
It is.
true.
It is a gift, especially from Xylo. It's like the greatest gift of all time.
It's priceless.
It's priceless. Exactly. Can't put a price on this gift. So, sorry. Sometimes I crack myself up, just thinking of, remembering what happened.
You can't make
just
yourself laugh. Then.
I mean, it's just great. It's just great. It's just like I know what happened, and I'm like getting to it, and it's gonna be fantastic. So I have to start playing this song, and I'm like, there once was a Squatch walking through the forest. Whoa. There it is. That's right.
It's been a while since you played this song.
It's been a minute.
Okay.
I needed to practice. I stopped practicing for like a day. Woo! That's it. That was it. Man, you got to keep practicing, folks. Keep practicing.
Yeah.
Where was I? Yes. And then came across some Jahonga, honga, honga, Jahonga, honga, honga, yes, Jahonga, honga, honga. And we jammed out. And we're having fun. Singing and playing the drums.
Ooh.
It's a little round of applause.
The end.
Junie.
Yeah. That was great, Xylo.
So thank you. I recreated it for you. And luckily the Jahonga really enjoyed it. So they were like, you know what? You're right. That was the best gift ever. So now you can actually join us because you seem fun. So what we like to do is we like to play this game. From here, whoever hits the most people can keep all the things in this gift circle. So naturally, you know what I did, right?
Did you hit people with rocks?
Yes, of course. But I made sure they were small, I made sure they were like small pellets. They were filling in like big old, like this, right?
Yeah, you could probably throw like a
pebbles.
boulder.
Yeah. I was like doing little pebbles and stuff. I was like, I mean, it's still a hit if it hits, right? So
Good thing you have that thick skull when the rock hit you.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
That's right.
I was like, and then all of a sudden, like I had a big knot right here. It was great. So I started throwing the rocks, right? And then I was close. I came in second. I was very sad. I came in second. But at the end of the day, it was a lot of fun. I made friends with the Jahonga, but they are very, very mean. I mean, they actually got into a fight with somebody one time. I was just watching. Luckily, I made friends with them, so I was cool. I was just chilling. They got into a fight with them. They used they have like really sharp teeth also, so like they bite with their fangs and stuff. And then also, so one was like biting, like they attacked this this group of bandits, right? Trying to encroach on their turf. It was like a gang war, I swear. It was crazy. So
how long were you with these
it was like
Many
hours.
years.
It was like it was like a whole day because it was the morning. I was traveling in the morning trying to make my I had a destination to be, but whatever. So I hang out with these people with the Jahonga for the rest of the day. I was like, why not? I got nowhere really to be that's important. So later in the day, in the afternoon, they come across this group of bandits that tried to take their stuff, and then they fought back, and then they were biting and attacking. They have longbows as well, so one of them was letting them fly, pew, pew.
Wow.
And I was like,
Wow.
I do not want to come across one, so I really hope that we never ever come across a Jahonga in a battle.
Especially if they remembered you.
Right?
I know.
Or maybe that would be a good thing. Who knows?
But
Yes.
then they wouldn't fight us.
It's like friends, remember me, and then I bring out the loot, and it's like, Jahonga, and they'd be like,
Jahonga.
nah, because it's probably a different tribe of Jahonga, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if tales of my song traveled within the Jahonga tribes. Probably.
Probably
likely.
did.
Probably.
Yeah.
You just become
But,
really
you know,
famous in Jahonga
We
circles.
exactly. So
That could have been
I
a number
mean,
one hit for a while, you know.
yeah, within the Jahonga people.
Yeah, that was
Just
like
in
the
their
top of the
heads.
charts. Yep.
Yeah. So I would never, ever want to come across a Jahonga
Again.
with you all again.
Only alone.
On the bad side.
only
Only
alone.
alone, because I know that I'm chilling. But with everybody else, they're a little like wily. They're like very like sketchy or whatever. So even if I try to be like, hey, they're with me, they're cool, they'd be like, nah, man, nah. Gotta give it up. So
I wonder what Carlo thinks of all this.
Yeah, what do you
Carlos.
think of the Jahonga?
oh man. Yeah. So he pops up, right? And he's like, oh yeah, the Jahonga. I don't remember it like that. But you know, it was yes, the tribes fought, right? The bandits and the tribes, that happened. But you were like hiding behind a tree.
Really?
You were watching this happen, right? And then because you were behind, like you came up upon this this battle, right? And then because you're trying to make your way, and then you're just overblowing the story, bro. And I'm like, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's like, come on, Xylo, come on, man. And then I'm like, look, Carlo, this is my story. It's not your story, okay? And it's like, okay, look, hold on. And then Carlo is like, this is what happened, short and sweet. You came across these two people battling, the Jahonga and the bandits. You hid them behind a tree. Once everything was said and done, the Jahonga came out victorious. You walked past, trying to creep past, but you know you tripped over a rock because you suck at sneaking. Even though you're in a forest, you could have used trees, but you know, you tried to practice a new skill, I guess. So they found you. Luckily you did have a coin, a 1 silver coin. You gave it up. You tried to play your song, sure. That did not turn out very well. Let's get that straight. You gave your coin, and then they let you go on your merry way. and Xylo, and I'm like, Carlo, why would you just betray me like that, man? It's like, Carlo's like, look, man, I gotta keep you honest, bro. And I'm like, Xylo, like, get back into your ground, Carlo.
I look over at Mtaru and Bryony, and I'm just like, it is kind of fun having the both of them, because then we get 2 stories instead of just one.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
We get Xylo's story, and then we get the truth.
What? No, Xylo's
truly
always
like
telling
a
the truth.
story, and then we get like the truth. No.
Carlo, just go back into your hole. Gosh. Anyway, that's the Jahonga. Ever want to come across those folks?
Yeah,
For
I'll be
either
sure
my
to-
story or Carlo's story.
Yeah, I'll
Whichever
be sure to
one.
carry some silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone get a silver coin just in case.
Yeah. So I mean, they live by the rivers and stuff. So, Bryony, have you ever come across any Jahonga? You know, since you're a Finn folk, you love the water. They are by rivers and streams.
Oh.
So.
I have seen them from afar, but I keep my distance because they like to throw rocks. So
Yeah.
I usually steer clear of them. But I did see a monster once that I saw it from a distance, and I would love to see it up close someday. It was unlike the Jahonga because it was quiet.
Very different.
Very different. I was with my whale pod, and we were just floating along in the deeper oceans, vacuuming up krill like you do.
Yep, like you do.
Like you do. It's nutritious and plentiful. So, Yeah, we saw deep, far away and deeper in the ocean, just this long, glimmering, kind of serpentine monster.
Ooh.
It looked like a snake, uh, but the whales told I was like, "What dat?" But in whale, and the whales told me that it was an adult sea worm, so like almost like a
Ooh.
serpent dragon in the sea. And they, you want to keep your distance because they have long, venomous teeth, and they can
Ugh.
open their jaw the size of a sea cow. So
Whoa.
I am smaller than that. We are all smaller than that. So we should definitely stay away from the jaws. But it can spit poison, and they're usually like green and purple. This one was a shimmery sort of purple that I saw in the distance. And they actually, the whales told me, what's really cool is they actually clean the ocean because they like process what's in the ocean, and clean water comes out. Bryony doesn't understand the technicalities of that, but
It's like
know,
those
just-
little shrimp that like clean fish.
Yeah.
yes, only enormous,
Enormous
sea cow
and
eating
terrifying.
shrimp. Yes. And yeah, because of that, I think they kind of don't like polluters of the ocean. So
Mm.
So the whales are good, and I was with the whales, so it was fine. But you know, we got to be careful. But I'd love to see one up close. They've got cool spines on their heads too when they're angry, I guess.
Ooh.
Spines.
It's like they come up there like, flah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that very much. I would like to see what an aggravated one looks like. Go ahead.
And
don't know.
Tara's curious. I'm wondering, what does krill taste like? Krill sounds
Oh.
interesting.
Mm. You know, you get tired of it after a while, but it's like I don't know, it's like a good home cooked meal. You know, you can
Oh.
always go back to it. It's it's a little bland, but makes you feel comfortable. You know.
Ooh, okay.
Krill,
Yeah.
like my mother whale used to make.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Sounds
Oh my
delicious.
God.
I do like salty things. We do share that, so I would probably like krill.
Yes. We should have krill sometime.
Put a little krill on our seaweed porridge.
Oh yes, dried
Ooh.
krill. Just sprinkle it on.
Have a krill bake.
Ooh, a
Krill
krill bake.
bake.
Yes.
I'll bring the
Yeah.
mutton sandwiches. Here's some mutton sandwiches. I'll
and
bring.
Taro
You
can
know,
always count on you for the mutton sandwiches.
the mutton.
my
You know,
man.
I actually
Yes.
have some pieces of mutton jerky that my parents made a while ago. So here's mutton jerky to everyone.
Mhm.
Enjoy.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Delicious.
Yum yum.
Well, those all sound really amazing. I mean, I think if there's something I'd like to see, it's not too big and scary, but they can be a little harmful. It's the Flitjay Fae. I think Fae sound really interesting. I don't know too much about Fae, but I know that the Flitjay Fae kind of, you might not even notice that it's there because it can look like, you might mistake it for like a hummingbird or a blue jay. They're small and blue and have little bird-like wings. So it's easy to not even notice that they're there. So I'm
Oh my
always
gosh.
very carefully looking out for them because they sound so interesting. They also can mimic things, so they can perfectly
Whoa.
mimic whatever they hear. So because of that, they're kind of tricky and they are mischievous and things like that. But they sound really interesting. I'd be really curious to see them. And since they're like, they're all small, like the size of hummingbirds and
Oh.
blue jays, I think they'd be really interesting. And they're not mean, but if you mess with them, I think they'll mess with you too.
You do like your small
Whoa.
animals, Jenny. That's for sure.
I do. You're right. I'm noticing a theme. I think it's because I didn't even mean to do that. I think it's because growing up, a lot of the things in the mountains are a lot bigger than you, and I was one of the smallest.
Aw.
You know, I'm not so. I'm older than you, Xylo and Imtaru, but I'm still smaller than you. So maybe that's why I like things like that. And yeah, in the mountains, there'd be big monsters like the Icyclops, which were so big and scary. I really don't want to ever see them again, but we've had to deal with them in my tribe sometimes. They're huge giants. They don't see very well because they only have one eyeball, but yeah, they were so big and scary. I think maybe that's why I like the littler things, and I'll just scoop my mouse out of my pocket and I'll hold it and like give it a little scratches. But yeah, those Icyclops were very scary. I wouldn't want to come by one of those again. They throw things too, or just like the Jahunga. I don't remember the name. The Jahunga. They throw stuff as well.
Jahunga, yes.
Do the Cyclops throw rocks too?
They can throw rocks. They also have big clubs a lot of the time. But if you get too close to them too, if they touch you, they're very cold. So luckily, my family and all of us snowcaps are really good at dealing with cold. So it wouldn't be too bad for us. But I'm afraid if they touched one of you, it'd be very painful. They're very, very cold.
Ouch. Yeah, that does sound painful.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. Especially for you, Amtaro, since you know, coming from heat.
Yeah. I'm used to the heat, and like the cold just does something to me like, it's like, this is so different. I don't like it.
Like a shock to the system. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably haven't even felt that cold before, I don't think.
No. I mean, I've never traveled up to the mountains where you're from, Junie. My family's been by it, but we've never actually gone up there. And now that I think about it, I've never actually seen snow. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Have you all seen snow? I obviously Junie has, but Xylo, Riney, have you seen snow?
I've seen snow. Yeah. And I remember when I was really young, one of my first memories is of a cold place. So I think that's where my family was, but I don't know for sure.
Well, I'm going to go ahead. Sorry, Briney, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just stuttering. You can go ahead. Briney's good at just guttural noises. Specialty.
You know, but I wouldn't want to interrupt any of those noises, Briney. I appreciate every sound. I was going to say word, but that's not the right term. It's not really like snow, but I can do this thing, and I'm going to cast a cantrip called Ray of Frost. And I'm not gonna if I point it at someone, they take damage, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna since it's just a cantrip, I'm just gonna make it go like this and go over all of us, and I'll do it a couple times so it maybe snows a little bit. Very much
that's cool.
messing with it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like snow. It's not quite, and it's not super cold, and it kind of goes away immediately, if it touches you, but it's still kind of the effect slightly of a very, very light snow.
Nice. And Taru is just totally taking it in, sort of amazed at this. This is snow. Wow.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No.
So I take Junie's lead, and I'm like, Amtaru, man, so that's like flakes, but if it gathers and if it's cold enough, it'll stay, and then you could gather it all together and then form like a snow rock, essentially, so you can pack it up. So I do prestidigitation, and then I make a snowball, and then I toss it at Amtaru's like this, boom, and then it's not hard, it just kind of just poofs in his face.
What? So then I'm trying to do it too. I'm trying to make my own snowball. I don't know if it's successful or not, but
why not?
Yeah,
and then
why not? Yeah. So I've got one. So I throw it at Xylo, but I miss. He ducks out of the way, and it hits Briney in the head.
Oh no!
Oops. Sorry, Briney.
Doing more rays of frost so we get more snow.
Yes. Briney gets hit. And she's been quiet, but she gathers the snow and, lets it melt in her hands, and then just kind of scoops up some mud
oh, God.
in her hands. And then she's like, Taro gets a pass, and then just hits Xylo with it.
mud everywhere.
Mud everywhere.
That's it. It went from a snowball fight to mud fight, and I started playing in mud, and just throwing it at everybody and stuff.
I think that's kind of perfect. So yeah, that night kind of just ended with us all kind of going crazy in the mud and with the extra snow and throwing things at each other and just a kind of like mini little fun brawl between ourselves.
Yeah.
And that kind of memory fades out as we all prepare for whatever the thing we're going to fight. Maybe it'll be something we have talked about, maybe it'll be something totally new, but we'll have to see next time. Thank you all for joining us for this short little session, just kind of like having fun looking at more of the stuff inside of the Wardlings campaign guide, which has so many more fun creatures and things like that. I can't wait to see what we do next time, but I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Oh
my God!
Exciting.
I'm excited. Let's go. Let's do this.
Need to clean up all this mud off me.
I
Take
know.
the mud off. Good to go.
How every campfire
It's a
ends.
memory. It
Oh,
happened
that's
in the
right.
It's a
past.
memory. It happened a while
It
ago.
happened.
It happened a while ago.
Our mouths are burning for those of us who hate the chilies.
That's
And
right.
it's time to fight.
I'm like totally just sweating. I'm drinking a ton of water.
Yeah, 3 of us maybe have a little damage from peppers.
Oh, no.
But yeah, thank you guys all for joining us again. We're sponsored by Serious Dice. Definitely check them out. They are so wonderful, and their dice are so beautiful and cool and perfect for our little characters, and it's been so fun to play with them. Otherwise, I think that's it. You can sign up for early registration for Renegade Con, so check out that link in the chat or go to the website. But otherwise, folks, don't forget Renegades to play your game. Bye!
Later, Renegades.
Hi, Renegades.